News for you here on Train Sim World 5. Have you ever seen one of these? This is Thomas and Friends. Oh, yes, it was based on a book and a TV series, and I hope you guys are going to enjoy this story. I know it, and yes, Thomas and Friends has just came to Train Sim World 5, and yep, so they collaborate with Mattel and Thomas and Friends with the Thomas and Friends, who just came to Train Sim World 5, and this is gonna be a good one. So it's much fun driving than a locomotive. King Joseph says hi, everyone. That's very good. And yes, Thomas the Tank Engine is a nice looking engine, so I can't wait to drive it. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go to Thomas and Friends and says, Engineer Andrew, would you like to play? Start story or free roam? Matthew said, hey, buddy. Um, I always control trains in free roam, so I'm going to start the story. All right, so we're going to start the story beginning with Learn to Drive Thomas the Tank Engine. Amtrak's Railfan 161 says, what's up? Okie dokie. Yes, everyone. Thomas and Friends is on TV. It's on Train Sim World 5, and I can't wait to drive it. So without further ado, let's begin with Learn to Drive Thomas, the tank engine. There's a narrator from season 17 through the 21. His name is Mark. Wait a minute. Where is Thomas? Oh, well. I might as well put on Thomas. And there he is, Thomas the Tank Engine. Thank you, Matthew. Thank you, Matthew. Let me see. Let's go inside Thomas's cab. Wow, look at that. Look at all the gauges. Look at the gauges of Thomas the Tank Engine. And you don't have to use any controls on the rather is your Xbox or PlayStation or other consoles that you own, Thomas and Friends. So this is the training center. So that means let's see how it works. So RT for forward and brake and LT for reverse and brake. So let's watch. Wow, look at Thomas go. All aboard. Yes, F59 PHI 866. That credit goes to Mattel because I don't want to get my account deleted because of the Thomas and Friends are going to get own rights by Mattel. So I'm only drive BNSF ES44C4 locomotive that I created myself. So this is for showing to you guys because, oh yeah, the whistle looks really nice because I really enjoyed it. And yes, credit to Mattel because I don't want to get my account to get terminated. by driving this locomotive because I don't want to get sued by Mattel and Thomas and Friends. So, and yes, this 060 steam engine looks really nice. It has 6 small wheels, a short stumpy funnel, a short stumpy boiler, and the short stumpy dome. I guess you could, and Thomas is pulling 2 coaches that he's pulling along with him. That's Annie behind him on the second, and Clarabelle at the end. There are 2 of Thomas's faithful, kind friends. Yes, indeed, Matthew. Look at Thomas go. I love how the eyes moved with Thomas, and this is the CGI face Thomas, and it looks really cool. Yep. Yes, Matthew, I hope he doesn't crash this time, so because every time Thomas made a crash, such as derailments and other types, especially falling down on the mine. That's pretty good. But Gordon helped him. That's very nice. And what about Thomas Saves the Day or Thomas and the Breakdown Train, when Thomas helps James putting James back on the rails? That's very nice. But unfortunately, Thomas and his friends are not appeared in Train Sim World 5. The only add-ons that Train Sim World 5 for Thomas are Thomas, Annie and Clarabelle, Devious Diesel, and the Troublesome Trucks. That's about to be it. However, it runs in UK, and you can travel any routes here in Train Sim World 5. Thomas is enjoying his life here at the training center. And his paint is blue. Mike says, "We love Thomas." Dovetail Games should confirm the TSW6 by August 2025. Yes, Metro 515. Train Sim World 6 will be featured in late 2025, rather as August or September, as we're approaching the tunnel. Wow, look at that tunnel. Oh boy, I get to drive Thomas. Just like the island also has lots and lots of railway lines. Who is that puffing down the track? It's Thomas. Hello, Thomas. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the island of Sodor. Thank you, Matthew. Union Pacific 1943 says, "Hey, Andrew. Great to see you. Great to see you, UP 1943. As Thomas is ready to be puffed onto the platform." This is a pretty cool looking engine. An 060 tank engine that was built for the mainland railway, but now he comes to Sodor as the #1 engine. Andrew, do you know on March 20th is Starlight Glimmer's birthday of the main 7? Yes, UP 1943. She's a mascot for the Canadian Pacific Kansas City, or CPKC, when CP merged with Kansas City Southern. So, happy birthday, Starlight Glimmer. Also, how many years did I watch TNF Digs and Discoveries? I'd say probably 100 times, because Digs and Discoveries are really, really good. Have you ever guys seen Henry and the Elephant? Yeah, that's really good. Because I got a lot of Thomas and Friends DVDs as my physical media. However, most of the Thomas videos, including, are not to be shown on my channel, because due to the copyright of Thomas and Friends and Mattel, or Hit Entertainment is what I call it, or Golaine, either or. However, this is a nice looking tank engine, and as he puffed down the line. And that's why he is a really useful engine. And yes, happy first day of spring, everyone. Because I'm so glad we're out of the winter blues. Now winter is over, and say hello to spring. So, you want to see Thomas going fast? Oh yeah. This is fun. Thomas is going 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71. Whoosh! Set 866. Mia Collins will love this train. I will make a Mia Collins the train for you. As Thomas is going really, really fast. It's kind of like racing with Birdie. Little engines can't do big things. I wonder Thomas would be the fast than a freight train like BNSF or Union Pacific. Or Streamline Thomas. Yeah, Streamline Thomas will be good. Oh yeah, Thomas is going 90 miles per hour. It feels like that Thomas is going fast, just like the movie called The Great Race. Oh yeah, the jet engine from season 6. Yes, I love Thomas and the jet engine. It was narrated by Alec Baldwin. When he says, "Hi Gordon, bye Gordon." Oh yeah, when Cranky accidentally turn on the jet, it goes, and louder, and louder, and louder. Uh-oh. Now Thomas is at 99. Whoa, 100 miles per hour. Jeez, Thomas. Wow, my childhood best friend is going really fast. Now 101. And yes, the jet engine ran out of power, and Thomas is back on his own track with his own speed. 102. And yep, he's kind of fast, just like Sonic the Hedgehog. Whoa. Union Pacific 1943 says, Thomas is much faster like Amtrak. Yes, it does faster like Amtrak. And we have an achievement unlocked. Thomas is going 10 miles. Oh, look at Thomas the Tank Engine go. I love his whistle so much, and this is really good. F59 PHI said, number 866 says, yeah, like Acela Express. Don't tell Gordon. I bet Thomas is about to be going faster like Gordon or Mallard. The television series was on CITV in 1984, which is in United Kingdom. Yes, it was in United Kingdom, but Thomas is a really good engine. It was based on a book in 1945, and they come with the television series with Britt Allcroft in 1984. Yep. With a narrated Ringo Starr from the Beatles, he narrates Thomas and Friends in the United Kingdom. From seasons 1 and 2. Sup, American and Mexican Ego Gamer? Yes, Matthew was... the book was written by Reverend W. Awdry. Since Thomas came, yeah, since Thomas came to television in 1984 in the United Kingdom, with the first episode, Thomas and Gordon. 866 also told us it was on Nick and Nick Jr. from 1999 and 2020s. I have a nephew who likes Thomas the Tank Engine. And this is a really cool show. And yes, it airs on Nick Jr. in the US. George Carlin narrated from seasons 1 through 4. I blow the whistle just for you, American and Mexican Eagle Gamer. This is a really fun whistle. Michael Angelis, the longest narrator from season 3 to 16. Oh yeah, I like what he says. Yikes! Yes. Yeah, we still miss Michael Angelis. He's a really good narrator in the UK. Yeah, I do miss Michael Angelis. He's a really good Thomas narrator, the longest narrator in the UK. I like when he said, "Yikes!" That is really cool. Now Thomas is at 107 miles per hour. I apologize. 107. Wow, look at him go. His fuel type is coal and water. And he looks really cool. Day Out with Thomas is coming soon in Southern California. Yes. And yeah, I've been to Day Out with Thomas at the Illinois Railway Museum in 2021. That's pretty cool. Look at that Thomas. The engine has lots of railway lines. Who is that puffing down the track? It's Thomas. Hello, Thomas. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the island of Sodor. It would be cool if Thomas will visit the mainland like the U.S., like Norfolk Southern and CSX. Hey, maybe Thomas can visit the U.S. with Cajon Pass and Sandpatch Grade, Horseshoe Curve, Sherman Hill. What else? Cane Creek Subdivision. SoCal Railway Museum 2025. Make sure you mark your calendars, fans, because Thomas the Tank Day Out with Thomas is coming to a station near you. Antelope Valley line 2. Yes, American and Mexican Eagle Gamer. Especially the San Bernardino to Los Angeles line. That is owned by Metrolink. That's pretty cool. My favorite Thomas character. My favorite characters are Thomas, Henry, James, Percy, Donald, Bill, Scarlowy. What else? Salty, Devious Diesel, and other characters. Yeah. Especially Duck the Great Western Engine. And of course, Duck is one of my favorite characters. And Thomas is my #1 engine that I love. He is my favorite character, like here. Okay, this is really cool. Here's the face of Thomas. This is really cool. This is an 060T steam engine. His favorite is Sam and Vinny of the US. We take a look at Thomas the Tank Engine. This is an 060T steam engine. And yes, he puffs on the island of Sodor. It was based on the United Kingdom. Since Reverend W. Audrey wrote the book in 1945, and in 1984, they turned into the television series in the United Kingdom. Although Thomas came to America in 1989 when PBS airs this show called Shining Time Station, starring Ringo Starr as Mr. Conductor. Here's the #1. #1 is on both sides on the Thomas's boiler. He has 6 small wheels, a short stumpy funnel, a short stumpy boiler, and a short stumpy dome, and his name is Thomas. Yes, American and Mexican Eagle Gamer. It airs on PBS with The Magic Railroad, with starring Alec Baldwin, Peter Fonda, and Mara Wilson. Twilight is her favorite engine, Thomas. Yes, UP 1943. If you're watching this, Twilight, hope you love this tank engine. Glad you work for Norfolk Southern with Cadence and other Norfolk Southern employees. And oh yes, Day Out with Thomas will come to LA to San Bernardino. And especially Horseshoe Curve, Sherman Hill, and what about in Canada? Yeah, there's Canada, like Oakville. Oakville subdivision on Canadian National. Here's Annie and Clarabelle. They're 2 of Thomas's faithful, kind, and caring friends as they carry passengers. Annie is the one who carries passengers, but Clarabelle is only carrying passengers, baggage, and a conductor. As as we take a look in the cab, there's a coal right over there, so the fireman can shove coal in the Thomas's firebox. Here are the controls for Thomas, and yes, this is a nice looking cab in real life. And you never should unless you have special permission from the railroad and the guide to show you around. And we're inside the cab of Thomas. This is where the engineer stands, like as I press Y like this. Yes, Matthew, it was a great ride. Let's take a look inside of Annie. Okay, we're inside Annie. And she carries passengers. Yeah, Annie she is a coach for Thomas, and she carries passengers from around. Now let's take a look at Clarabelle. Now we're inside Clarabelle. Clarabelle is the one who carries passengers, a baggage, and a conductor. It would be cool if Thomas can have a Metrolink Heritage Fleet. Pick any locomotive you want in the comments. Rather is Thomas F125, MP36, or F59 PHR. So let me guys know, okay? Now we're in the rear of Clarabelle. They carry baggage like this. This is a baggage rack. American Mexican Eagle Gamer says Thomas F125. I will make one. So here's Clarabelle. And she looks really nice. Annie faced the front, and Clarabelle faced in the rear. And she looks really good. As we're back to Thomas, Streamline Thomas F125. Yes, 866. I will make one for the upcoming videos that you're about to be shown here at the Day Out with Thomas, either Antelope Valley line and San Bernardino to Los Angeles line. Even though Thomas is in a model series from seasons 1 through 11, I believe. Yeah, season 1 through 11. Before turning into CGI from... And yes, I like model and CGI, but this is really good. And I say, hey, CGI looks perfect. Feels like I'm in the Illinois Railway Museum for a Day Out with Thomas. There's 2 Metrolink F125s in Galesburg back in summer of 2016. Yes. When I was in Highland, Indiana, at my sister's house, I seen F125 diesels being pulled by Norfolk Southern before taken to the station in California, in the area, stations around, before the Metrolink F-125 being sent to California. Here's the tank engine. His name is Thomas. Oh yes, F1. Oh yeah, Metra 614 is being donated to the Illinois Railway Museum because Metra is in process of the MP36 and SD70 MACH. Because the F40C's diesels are now at the Illinois Railway Museum, especially the 614. Not the imposter of the Chesapeake and Ohio 614, Metra 614, the F40C diesel. As we take a look at the bunker, the tail lamp looks really nice. I bet this is a beautiful train, and I bet everyone will enjoy it. And that's the end of the live stream for today, and I will see you next time.